The Storm battle set has now arrived! Today is a very exciting day because today for our Beyblade show, we're going to do the unboxing / review of the Storm battle set from Beyblade Burst Evolution. But before we continue, huge shout out to making this possible, Hasbro Canada and Hasbro USA. We're super happy and super thankful, and we're going to start opening this. So this is our first ever unboxing of like a Burst Evolution product, and I'm really excited. And the best part is that these bays are very accurate to the actual anime colors of the bays. And for this set, it comes with Genesis Valtryek, and it comes with Satomb S3. So just to show the Takarotami products, which we'll compare later on, we have Satomb, which is Satomb S3, and we got God Valkyrie, which they're calling Genesis Valtryek. And yeah, so to explain what the SwitchStrike means, it's basically the God abilities and the driver abilities that they show off. And one of my favorite parts, they finally changed the little bladers that are always on the boxes to somebody else. So that's already like awesome. Oh, fantasy scene burst rates may vary. I guess that makes sense, but even though they burst a lot, just to show this part, since it's just to show all of the box, they just give measurement for the bays. Satomb is a defense type, Valtryek is an attack type, just to show the side. And we're gonna go to the back now and go over everything. So here is the back of the box, and I guess I'll just like show everything. So before we here's the back of the box, and we're gonna go over it. So, the SwitchStrike abilities, which is right here, which you can see the little symbol for, which we actually did see in the app when we were playing with it. There was two abilities. So there is the lair, it's explaining for Genesis Valtryek V3. There is a spring blade attack, and then after for the driver, in battle tip change for for Satomb S3, spinning wheels and ground support wheels. And yeah, so there's no updated part list as of the recording of the video. They're probably going to make an updated list. So we got our energy layer, which is Genesis Valtryek V3. And then after we got our two-part forge disc. So the difference between this and the Takarotami is because Takarotami, they show the disc in the frame, but for this one, they're just saying that the forge disc is just two-part. They don't like to have the frame separated. So yeah, I guess. Then after you got the performance tip, which is TA11, which reboot. Actually, I can even go to the app, just double check if they change any part names. I probably will, just see what this means. But you got Satomb S3 for the energy layer. You got the two-part forge disc, which is DR38, performance tip, which is TD08. And you got stats right there. So 9 in attack, 6 in burst, 0 in defense, 4 for weight, 7 for agility, 0 for stamina. For Satomb, it's 1 for attack, 1 for burst, defense is 10, weight is 10, 2 for agility, 1 for stamina. Okay. Other stuff that it does include is a ripcord launcher, which is updated from the previous one that we saw. Before it was like a little small blue one, but now it's like a white one. Also, you got the Storm Beystadium, which funny enough as is, we actually did unlock it in the app since we purchased it through the store. And yeah, okay, so I actually have the app open right now. So for Satomb S3, the official name for it is gonna be, I guess, Kinetic Satomb S3. Now for the DR33, which is the two-part forge disc for Satomb, they're calling it 2G, so Tube Glide. And then after to the TD08, that's loop, so that didn't really change too much. Going over Genesis Valtryek V3. So yeah, that's at least cool, because the app is able to show the parts. Okay, so for Genesis Valtryek V3, layer, Genesis Valtryek V3, DR26, so it's 6V, and 6V is 6 Vortex. So this is, I guess, what they're going with. They're not going to say the actual frame name, probably in the show. For the dub, they actually will. But for the actual parts themselves, they're just going to go with, like how they say it for the box. So, you know, for the Takarotami box, it says, you know, God Valkyrie 6V RB. So they're just going to have, like, the little 6V there, like whatever it may be for the disc and the frame. The TA11, that's reboot. And so we're gonna open this. We'll compare the Takara version. I want to really take a look at the launchers. I'm sure the Ripcord launcher is going to be much of an improvement from the small blue ones, because I know people really did want bigger launchers. I'm excited for it. And before we actually do continue, I'm excited for this wave, this updated wave actually for Burst, because it's anime accurate colors. Like, they're much more closer to the actual Takara product. There might be small differences, but it looks cool. I'm also excited for the stadium because actually the outer part of the stadium, like the little walls, I guess, it's actually loosely based off like the outer part, but like inverted, of the B96 Infinite set. And yeah, so let us open this magnificent set. So this is what actually comes inside of the box. You got your little stadium right here, the box full of the bays and the launchers. I really like the design of this stadium. And where is it? The QR code? Yeah, I can just show it in this. We actually have a whole video where we show off all of the Wave 1 SwitchStrike products, all the codes, so we'll maybe leave a link in the description or a pinned comment. Yeah, I like this. I can't wait to open the bays and just do a little comparison. Okay, so we're currently opening it. So these are like the little pins for the actual stadium. So this is Kinetic Satomb S3. Pretty sure the frames are removable. Yeah, they are. Okay, so this is Genesis Valtryek V3. There's an important detail to cover, but when I do the comparison, I'll actually mention that detail. Yeah, solid stuff. Oh yeah. Launchers. Oh, first off, the ripcords are actually long, which, thank you, Hasbro. And this launcher is LR. Now, this is pretty convenient, so, you know, if you get one of these products, any of the SwitchStrike ones, they come with an LR launcher. There is launchers that are strictly just L or strictly just R. I think this was really cool. This is a really nice detail. I might even use this launcher for future battles, or at least the Hasbro battles, because they look like they're pretty powerful, or at least comfortable to use. And yeah, so we're gonna open this. So we're gonna first start off with Genesis Valtryek V3. The top is Genesis Valtryek V3. The bottom is God Valkyrie, the Takara one. And a very, very important detail to mention is that the God chips are not, or you can't remove them. They're stuck on there. I don't know why. They're just stuck on there. Takara, you can customize the God chips, and it's very important because later on they have metal God chips, right? And those actually help and affect the battle. So I don't know if they're ever gonna actually do a metal God chip. If there ever is a beta that does have one, like the customizable ones, like the Fafnir and Wyvern from the COD customized set, it'll probably just be stuck on there, which is fine, I guess. For the lair, fairly accurate, other than the God chip being unremovable, fairly accurate to the actual Takara one. I do like that it is transparent. That's pretty nice. Pretty much matches every place where a sticker would be. There is like no real gradient because you can see that there's red around it, but there's like red and a little bit of like a white line with it. That's fine. It's not really big enough. That's not really like a huge detail, just a small one just to point out. But yeah, fairly accurate. I really like it. You got 6 vortex, and frames are removable just to show, so nobody just like gets mad and says, oh, is the frames at least removable? Yeah, they are. Hold on. Pretty easy to actually remove, so that's at least nice. Lock it there. So comparing it to Takara, the only difference maybe is just it's a little bit of a lighter red, but other than that, that's it. Another thing actually to mention, even though, because these are new products, just to mention it right away. Ooh, actually, it's not just the slope anymore, because it has like it's a little bit different actually. Just to show, it's not exactly teeth, it's like a little bit of an altered slope on it, so, ooh, Hasbro, what are you doing? That's different, because before actually it was just like a circle and that was it. It was just like a little slope, but it looks like they altered it a bit, maybe to make stronger, per se, teeth for it. The reboots, the driver for the reboot is not transparent. I know maybe some people will say, well, why isn't it transparent? It's like, not really that big of a detail. Same gimmick where it's just that it'll have this and then after switch to attack. Now, this one's transparent. The other one is not. It's sort of like a lightish blue. It's not really that much of a big detail for me to actually like complain about. Also, again, QR code, but we already had a video just showing off all the QR code. So again, if you're gonna ask, we have a whole video on it. So So here we have both the bays fully assembled. On the left, we got Genesis Valtryek V3, God Valkyrie on the right. And yeah, I really like it. The V looks a little bit smaller actually now that we're a little bit up close. Again, I really like the layer. I think they did a good job. You can kind of see the molds a little bit different when you look a little bit closer at it. So that's nice. A prediction, which I know is probably going to be right. There is a Strike God chip, and this was released. This is like helps Valkyrie just, well, this was for the B96 set. This makes Valkyrie just stay in like this sort of better attack mode for it. And you could customize it with like any of the Valkyrie layers, right? And my guess is most likely near when he's actually going to have the Strike God chip in the actual anime, or when they actually get to dubbing it, it's probably just going to be a single layer with a Strike God chip just attached to it. It's going to be unremovable, which like, that's like my only real complaint about it is just the God chips, because it kind of limits a little bit of the customization, but the rest is pretty solid, I guess. So those are the top of the bays and the bottoms. So yeah, oh, they even have the little stars. They have little stars on there because of the sticker sheets. They're like little stars you can place on the actual disc, or in this case, the forged disc. So, yeah, that wasn't really an important detail. I just like remembered that. But yeah, so we're gonna move on to Kinetic Satomb S3. So we have on the top Kinetic Satomb S3. On the bottom we have Krez Satan. Obvious difference is the naming. It's like I don't really care too much if it's doesn't have like Krez Satan for the actual name. They changed it a little bit, but for the actual layer, so both are pretty close to each other. This one looks like a little bit more of a darker purple for the God chip. For the unremovable God chip, it's a little bit lighter. Oh yeah, pretty much covers all the part that there would be stickers actually for it. Yeah, I'm actually looking at it. No, yeah, pretty accurate. The plastic just doesn't look not as clear as this one, if that makes sense. Because this one looks pretty clear, but this one looks a little bit like less clear, if that makes any sense. Rollers look exactly the same. So, like, this is like small nitpicks, but pretty much exactly accurate to the original. We got our two-part forge disc compared to the actual forge disc, which is 2G. So they're just gonna call this actually 2G. They're not gonna say 2 go live. And it's removable. I kind of like it. It's a little bit more of a brighter purple. We got our driver, which is Loop, and Loop's gimmick, even though we didn't mock to before, but just in case anyone's new. Little rollers, I guess maybe if it's on the side, just to give it like a little bit of bounce to help. And then with the layer 2, throw the bay around, I guess. But yeah, also, teeth. Teeth is a little bit different. It's not just a slope anymore. It's like a little bit altered. I know it's a little bit hard to see because it's black, but yeah. Actually, something I do think is kind of cool is that it's a little bit closer to what the actual teeth are. I do like that they did alter it, but we're just gonna assemble these bays now. Here we have the bays fully assembled. Yeah, Hasbro's pretty accurate actually. I know a lot of people, well, with you know, it is sometimes due, but yeah, for now it's really accurate, especially with the other bays like a Nubian and Lunar L2. Showing it. Pretty accurate. I like it. I know I keep on saying pretty accurate, just sometimes, even with Metal Fight, it might not be exactly like the original, it might be slight differences, but pretty good. I like it. So, we're going to go over the Storm Beystadium. It has to be actually it's one of my favorite Beystadiums. We're going to take a small look at it and we'll just compare it to the size of some previous stadiums. Here we have this Storm Beystadium. Pretty nice. If you can obviously tell, it's in the shape of a star. Ah, there you go. There's the little name. It's a little bit bigger than the blue stadium. We have other stadiums. So the red and the yellow, I think they're sort of the same in width. It's just the design of it that kind of makes it a little bit more like cropped, I guess. I still do like it though. It's a good concept and I kind of like how it does make the shape of a star. Pretty nice. Another thing to mention, which is pretty cool, well, not really cool, more of just I just found out. So I thought maybe they would do what they did before because the launchers could attach to each other and I could just attach it onto it. I couldn't. Carabiner grip, I couldn't. So guess right now, they're probably gonna make a special launcher grip for it. Like they already have the dual threat launcher, which is gonna come out whenever. So they'll probably make a special grip for that. So what we're actually gonna do is we'll have a fun battle between Genesis Valtryek V3 and Kinetic Satomb S3. Let's just do a quick battle. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. And 3, 2, 1, let it rip. All right, let's see who's gonna win this. Genesis Valtryek or Satomb S3. That feeling when the reboot kicks in, but you just burst. That also feeling when they say burst rates vary. I'm just joking. Yeah, that's pretty fun. I have a lot of ideas with this already. I think it's pretty cool. Some overall thoughts are, for starters, I think I'll probably have to practice a little bit more launching. I do think these launchers are definitely better than the blue ones from before. Longer ripcords, which is also already awesome. And it's LR, which is pretty cool. That's a nice, I like the design of the stadium. I think it's unique. It's a cool little concept. Bays themselves, pretty accurate. I don't like the God Shift not being customizable. Small little nitpick. Rest is pretty much accurate, so good job, Hasbro. So again, we're super grateful and thankful to Hasbro Canada and Hasbro USA for making this possible. It's such a cool set. I love it. The bays are very accurate. Stadium's cool again. Launchers, I love them. Anyways, I want to see what your thoughts are for this actual set. So type it in the comments below. What are your thoughts on the bay, on the product, etc. Another thing actually just to mention, since it's a little bit on the side. Now, you might also be asking, when will this arrive? When will this arrive? When will the other Switch products arrive? Soon, because they're already start coming out now, so it's going to take a little bit for it to take effect, but soon. Other stuff just to mention actually, so there is a new community tab for some channels. It's a cool way to interact with the fans. We'll post maybe like exclusive pictures, little teasers. I think it's nice. It's a nice way to interact with our fans. I mean, there's also the comment section, but that's like a little bit better, I guess. We can also do polls, and that's some cool stuff. But for this video, I just hope you like it. You know, share it with your friends if they actually want to see it. Some awesome burst content, awesome unboxing, battles and app gameplays, QR codes we already made a separate video on, gameplay already a separate video on. So subscribe, you know, that'd be pretty awesome. And also, if you already are subscribed, make sure to click that bell so you know if I ever uploads. And as always, have an awesome star storming day.